Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call taking my community back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. At a sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives. Today's world
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining our show today. This is Top Show Kings, and I am King Jason, and to my left.
Yeah, I'm King Eric, and to my left.
I am King LaRon.
And all together, we are the
Talk Show Kings.
All right, well, I appreciate everyone for joining us today again for another episode of Talk Show Kings. Once again, my name is King Jason. We want to thank our owner and producer, Mr. Felix Washington. And also we want to thank our viewers as well. We want to also thank the Douglas County Sheriff's Office for their support and sponsorship as well. Today we have some great topics to talk about. We're going to get started with our hot topics. And for those who are techies like us, because today, us three gentlemen, we're all techies. Each of us work in the IT industry. And we want to first start off by talking about Elon Musk and his new AI company called xAI, I believe. So, Mr. King Eric, tell us about it.
I mean, he just last week his company SpaceX invested $2 billion into his AI company, xAI. Now, let me tell you what that means. Because right now, since he was doing, I guess you want to say he was working with President Trump, he got behind in this AI race. And I call it a race because there's a lot of companies out there right now that's trying to get ahead and trying to be the front runner in all things AI. So he's trying to get back in the race and get caught up. So that $2 billion is going to help him get caught up and maybe surpass some of these other companies. So
as we are all aware how technology is advancing each and every second, I, as myself as an IT incident manager, I deal with a lot of engineers, a lot of developers, and a lot of product owners who work on a lot of different AI sources and also open sources and all different programming applications as well. So, with that being said, AI is starting to, was not actually starting, it has already been in production since I think the 1980s, I believe.
1950.
The 1950s.
1950 was the first conversation. 1956 was the first time AI was officially coined as being relevant.
And at that time, that was with the federal government and military, right?
Well, it was actually with some scientists who were trying to distinguish between the human and machine factor.
Yeah.
So so that's how that came about. And then you had the development of all of the other things like Frankenstein, when they started looking at Frankenstein and so just a whole lot of other stuff dealing with the spaceships and all of that came into effect. So dealing with the computers and all of that. So AI has been talked about since early, a long time before a lot of us was even thought about.
And with Elon's company investing $2 billion into starting or developing an AI software or AI application, you got to also remember there are other competitors as well. You have OpenAI, you have the, give me a second.
Gemini.
You got Gemini, which is by Google. And you also have
Microsoft
Copilot, and you have DeepSeek. That's it. My apologies. Yeah, DeepSeek. I love DeepSeek. That is amazing. But see, mentioning about DeepSeek is a free AI software or AI application actually, where people can use it for whatever they want to use it. But the problem is, as we were discussing before the show started, is you have a lot of people that don't even know anything about AI or know the bare minimum or even know just the basic, to where AI has a lot of features that it can really do, not just for day-to-day job, assistance or answering questions for research and school assignments. It can be used for anything. It can help you create an application. It can help you create a website. AI can do anything you want it to do. It even can also do generate pictures. It can also transform pictures from a regular picture to an animated picture or a cartoon picture, or even it can also generate a video. One of the kings showed us how he turned one of his friend's son's picture into a animated picture where you can literally see movement in the background. So there are a lot of features that we can use AI for, but you got to make sure you use it for the right reasons, because I've also mentioned how AI is not only for good things. People use AI for bad things. You have hackers who use AI for different type of engineering and hacking, and to steal your identity, to use it for voice recognition, to also to use it by learning who you are and all that kind of stuff. So AI has a lot of features, and I want to hear from King LaRon. Tell me about it. What are your thoughts? I mean, you work in IT as well. What do you know about AI and how resourceful AI is?
Yeah, so I'm primarily a hardware technician. I work in data centers. I deal primarily with servers and storage devices, so installation, decommissions, running cables, things of that nature. So for me, AI helps the most when it comes to emails. So a lot of times we'll have to insert information from like different orders that we have to install. So all we do is just type in a little bit of notes here and there, put in PO numbers, just put in random information, and Copilot automatically just makes it look so presentable, automatically does spell check and everything like that. So outside of that, most of my experience actually has been with Meta's AI, which I like to experiment because I'm eager and interested to know like how well it can pick up on slang, and also culture and things like that. So, and also history, really big on that. So I've been very impressed because I've learned so much. I mean, there was one thing I was doing some hip hop history. I was very curious about where the Lils started, like the Lil Waynes and things like that. And come to find out that the first Lil was actually based in like the 80s. And it was based off of DJ Hollywood's, I guess you could say like his protege. And honestly, if AI didn't give me that information, I wouldn't have just started going in a whole rabbit hole. But that type of information, I'm really, really impressed by.
That's really good. That's very resourceful. Also, I want to let the audience know as well, you guys don't hesitate. If you have any questions, any feedback, any suggestions about any of our topics, please don't hesitate to give us a call. You should see our phone number on the bottom of your screen, and we will be able to talk with you, discuss it, and we would love to hear what our audience knows as well. We are very interactive with our audience as well. It also helps us build a relationship with our viewers, and to make the show a little bit more attractive to gain more viewers as well. So our next top chatter, we want to kind of switch it a little bit. So, next month, some school districts starting back when kids get ready to go back to school. It's the end of the summer break, and parents are getting their kids ready, get their school supplies and their clothes, So Kings, tell me, I mean, I'm not a parent, but, what do you guys feedback about the upcoming school year?
Well, Douglas County schools start back July 31st.
Which is crazy.
That is super close.
On my birthday. Crazy.
I'm sorry.
Happy early birthday, King.
Thank you. But I'm glad to see that. I looked at my daughter today. She's 12, and she's grown so much over these past 2 months, and it's like I'm interested to see how she acts in this upcoming school year. So I'm ready for her to go back. Honestly, maybe she won't eat up everything when she go back to school, because Lord.
I'm really curious how children are now when it comes to summer breaks, because I remember when I was in grade school, whenever it was summer break, I didn't get to actually relax as I wanted to. I mean, my mom always made sure there was something for us to do in the house when it comes to every day. She's not going to let us just sit there and do nothing.
Look, when I was growing up, me and my brother, when the summertime came, we got shipped off the day when school was out. We were shipped off to my grandmother's house in Alabama. So every day was filled with doing something. It wasn't no laying around in bed. We didn't have cell phones, so it wasn't no laying around in bed playing on your cell phone. Wasn't no video games. It was you getting up in the morning, we going out here and get to work.
That's right. That's right.
That's exactly right.
And another thing too, as you said too, King Eric, my mom at times when we were here in Georgia, we would either go to a summer camp or we'll go to a relative's house. Most of the summer camp, because a lot of relatives ain't got time to be babysitting. That's it's too much stress. So and there was even times where we went to like a Bible summer camp. There was always something for us to do. I always wanted that whole summer where I can just sit back and relax and just enjoy, the vacation. Nah.
I don't know what enjoying. I don't know what relaxing on and doing summertime look like, because and you talk about church. Oh man, in Alabama with my grandma, church on Sunday. We in church all day Sunday. Monday night we probably at somebody else's church. Tuesday or Wednesday Bible study.
Vacation
Tuesday,
Bible school.
Yeah, man, look, if it ain't a revival that week, look.
What about you, King LaRon?
Oh, yeah, I was at Granny's house. R.I.P. to my lovely granny. My first job was helping her cleaning up office spaces. I'm from South Florida originally, from Hollywood, Florida. So usually about 5 o'clock, whenever the offices close down, I'm already at her house. My sisters and cousins, we all over there. But as soon as 5 o'clock come, we all get in the car. We go help clean up. That was my first job.
So talking about vacation, summer vacation at that. Have you guys heard about the Carnival Cruise?
I just recently heard that when you mentioned that, King.
Yes.
That was news to me.
So viewers, if you are not aware, this summer, I believe it was this summer or maybe over spring break, Carnival Cruise Line has made some changes in their rules when it comes to traveling on their ships. And the reason, to my knowledge, is because there were customers/passengers who were very rowdy. You had passengers who were heavily intoxicated. You had passengers who were bringing their fans, having a good time, using it for dancing moves with the music. And we had people who were bringing certain substance on the ship as well and using that and other stuff. But, Carnival Cruise just pretty much made it loud and clear. Hey, we're going to have some change. They made a curfew to where I think it's 10 o'clock or midnight for certain age. And even speaking of certain age, if you are not 24 years old, if you are 23 and younger, you have to bring someone from 24 and above with you. Not even a 21-year-old can go on the cruise by themselves or with somebody. You got to have someone who's 24 years old or older. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that, King Eric? Isn't that ridiculous?
I guess I've never been on a cruise, so I mean,
no.
But here's my thoughts on it, though. I mean, I know a lot of people, a lot of black people were feeling targeted because of the type of rules, because of the rules that they had. Take for instance, the fans. They use those fans in the line dances. So now you can't use the fan. You can't bring the fan. The clubs, they can't play certain music, rap, hip hop, R&B. So of course you're gonna feel targeted. I mean, because it ain't like you saying we gonna ban country music. It ain't like you saying we gonna ban rock music. You're only banning R&B, rap, hip hop. That's all you're banning. So I would feel targeted too. I mean, I do feel targeted. I ain't even been on a cruise. So I mean, so you telling me I got to go on this cruise? I can't listen to the music I want to listen to. I don't do that. I don't do the little dance, the little line dance. But I don't want no fan. But what if I did? I mean, now you telling me I can't do this. So why do I want to come on your cruise? Why I'll just go on Royal Caribbean or somebody.
I want to hear some more feedback. What do you think, King LaRon?
Well, okay, like I said before, this was news to me as a high school student. Thanks to my grandma, I was a diamond member under her. I went on 2 to 3 cruises a year for about 3 years straight. And to this day, cruises is by far one of my favorite ways to travel. Just because the opportunity to go from island to island, I am Caribbean, so again, being able to even see family at different islands, this is convenient. But to hear this news like that, like, come on now. The fans and saying hip-hop and R&B, like that
rap too,
including rap. I mean, and the thing that I think is kind of crazy too is that I don't know what year it was within the last few years that hip hop became the #1 genre of music of all time. So to have that be a statistic and then say, oh no, we're gonna slow down.
So, and I was having a discussion with my wife about it. You know, I try not to only think of it racial wise, but if you look not just on Carnival Cruise or any cruise line, I mean, if you think about any type of event that is over 100 participators, you know, you're going to have people that's going to act a fool, but don't only think it's just black and people of color, because that's not true. I've been to several Braves games where you have people who are heavily intoxicated, and when they're heavily intoxicated, they're not themselves. They start to act a fool. They start to act inappropriately. They even do inappropriate things. So just targeting people of color, you know, because of the music and all of that, you're going to lose customers. You're going to lose business after a while, because you want to so-called take control or keep control or get your people in control, and you're just really hurting yourself. Because I remember, as a matter of fact, Carnival had nearly lost business during COVID. I mean, they weren't the only one, but primarily Carnival almost lost business because of COVID, because they had no passengers to go on the cruise. And then the ones that were on cruise when it started, they also were having where they had people who were stuck on cruise for weeks because of COVID. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about that? I mean, don't you think, or when you think it will hurt the business as well, King Eric?
Of course. Of course it's going to hurt. Look at this. If they don't think it's going to hurt, look at what happened to Target.
Great point.
When they ended the DEI thing that they had. Look what happened to them. Look how much money they lost every day. So you think that's not going to hurt you? You stopping? I mean, so I understand that there are white people that listen to hip hop, R&B, and rap, but the majority of the people that if you look at the majority of the people that's going on these cruises, and that's having all of these, that's having parties and different travel trips on your cruises, the majority of them are black.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're on vacation, right? When you're on vacation, aren't you supposed to be relaxed and have fun? Now, I'm not trying to make an excuse for you to say you can get drunk or get high. That's on you. But I'm saying the purpose of a vacation is for you to relax and to have fun. But when someone as a $1 billion company takes those attractions away,
makes you not want to go.
Right. Now, if you want to, I think you shouldn't take certain things away. There are things that should be there. Maybe there are different ways to go about doing certain things instead of just taking it away. You want to do the curfew? That's fine. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you the curfew. But just to simply say, no, I'm not going to play this, we're not going to play that, we're not going to play this. Okay, so, all right, cool. You don't want my money.
Go ahead, King.
Well, the one comment I was going to make about the music, 'cause I wasn't sure, actually I don't even recall, whether or not the music back then was edited or unedited, because the comment I was going to make there was even in proms and homecomings, I used to DJ them, and we would always play clean music, always play no matter what. But we would get like eyes put at us from the staff and the chaperones, because even though we were playing the clean version of these songs, the kids were singing the dirty version of these songs and looking at us as if, you know, it was us. But if the kids know the dirty words, that's on them. Like, they're listening to that music already. So, I mean, based on... Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. No, but I'm saying, but based on that, like, I can understand, I can see, you know, if they were playing, like, unedited versions of songs and, like, how those words could, you know, be seen as vulgar and things of that nature. But if you're playing the same music that's played on the radio, I don't see an issue with that.
I mean, in my assumption, even though you're a cruise line, I mean, I would think you would play the clean versions as well, right?
I would think so.
I would think so as well. I mean, just because you're on a cruise line, I don't think that's really changed to where you play the split version versus the clean version. Right. I mean, like you said, you have underage kids, and what parent would want their child to hear cuss words or derogatory language on a cruise? I don't think any parent, I mean, especially cruise lines also have a high population of senior citizens who are, there as well. And they sure don't want to hear no derogatory
At all.
music. Not at all. I mean, my mom and my grandma wouldn't want to hear it. It's like, oh no, I don't want to be in this type of area. I did not pay to come on a cruise line to hear rap music. No, I want to hear peace, peaceful music.
Right.
So speaking about, cruise line, I mean, I've even seen social media videos where people from these boats, these trips that was going on, how they shared their feedback of the changes that the cruise line did and how it affected. And not only that, I mean, rumors are is that Carnival also changed their point system.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
So now is, if I read it correctly, at a certain time, if you don't use your points, those points are going to reset at the end of the year.
Oh, that sounds like racetrack. Oh God.
So that's also going to affect business for other people as well. So speaking about social media, about have you guys heard about TikTok is going to be changed to a US version application supposed to happen in September this year? Have you guys heard about that?
I've heard about it, but I don't trust it personally.
Sure. I mean, it's called. I believe it's called M2. M2. It's called M2. That's what it's called.
M2.
M2. Yes.
Okay. The reason why I'm skeptical is the initial implementation of TikTok, based on the research that I heard, was that TikTok was created for Chinese students to learn trades, and they were using that in order to supplement the learnings in schools, in and out of schools. It was very, very popular in homeschool environments. But the transition that it went from there to where it is now, and especially the TikTok shop, the ads, the trendy dances, and of course I'm not bashing TikTok or anything like that, but to go from that initial purpose to what it is now, as far as what they say, edutainment, I think is one of the phrases I've heard used to describe it. I don't know if making a US based side of it would alleviate any of the issues with the original TikTok, personally.
If you remember, this was recent.
Mm-hmm.
The whole shindig of this whole new application that's only US based,
Mm-hmm.
it all started during the election
Right.
of our president.
Of course.
How they were freaking out about China's hacking our system, China stealing our data, China doing this, China doing that,
Mm-hmm.
But in all actuality, TikTok, if I'm correct, it is a Singapore developed application.
It is a what? I'm sorry?
Singaporean developed application.
Yes.
Because
yes.
the CEO of TikTok is Singaporean. He's not Chinese. He's Singaporean.
That is absolutely
he
correct.
even stated that. But yet they're insulting him, but because they feel like our data's been stolen and it's always China, which actually starting to get on my nerves. No disrespect to the government.
Mm.
But my point is what I'm going to say back to your statement about how TikTok started.
Mm-hmm.
It also reminds me of how Facebook started. Facebook started off as an application for college students as well. You guys remember that?
Yep. The Facebook. Mm.
King Eric, you want to share? I mean, you remember when Facebook was first college oriented first?
Yeah, I remember it was I forget his name, but
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mike
Zuckerberg.
Mark,
and,
actually,
yeah,
sorry,
Mark Zuckerberg and some other guys. They got together. They just created the Facebook to all the different colleges. So you had Harvard, and it wasn't regular colleges. It was the so-called elite colleges: Harvard,
Ivy League.
Yale, Stanford,
Princeton.
and it just took off from there. And when it took off from there, I mean, that's when you got the the MySpaces was out before that. It was out around the same
MySpace
time.
was out,
So a lot of things took off from there. But yeah, I remember when that took off. I mean, I don't think I got a Facebook until I don't think I made a Facebook page. My first Facebook page was probably like 2000 and something, 2009. Around 2009, I think, is when I made my first Facebook. 2009, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
because it came out in what, 2003, 2004.
And you see how Facebook has
yeah.
has matured over the years to where
Right.
now Facebook is $1 billion company, and the same with TikTok. It's also, I think, is $1 billion company too as well. So it starts off small for college-related reasons, and how it expands over time to where even the whole entire world uses it for social media. So, you know, enough with that part. Lastly, we got a few minutes before we go on our first break. You know, we're going to kind of switch the topic for, you know, the last nugget. You know, I'm not much of a sports fan unless it's football, but I wanted to hear the Kings' feedback on the WNBA. I mean, you know, I was reading an article about the WNBA All-Star 2025 snubs and, you know, how they're picking people. I guess, you know, is it an upcoming playoff season for the WNBA? What do you guys know about it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Not much, personally. I actually, to be honest with you, I don't watch any sports on a regular basis. The only time occasionally I'll do is Super Bowls. That's only just to connect with, you know, buddies of mine.
So you don't hear much about Angel Reese and...
Okay, so that whole thing, okay, I'll comment on that. I do think that's like an interesting marketing play to have like have Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark going against each other, and the whole social media thing and the whole, like, you know, you can't see anything. I think that's more entertainment than it is, you know, for the love of the game. But that's just my opinion.
You know, I told the guys before, I remember when I was a kid, the only time I was in basketball was during the Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan time.
Oh, man, great
So,
times.
I mean, basketball now, and now it's talking about WNBA, which, you know, I've tried to kind of learn it and to watch it, but I just kind of stick with football. But I know, you know, now lately, these past couple seasons, WNBA has become a very big story, a very big thing now. You
Very
know,
big.
And even how, I forgot her last name, but Brittany, I believe, is playing for the Atlanta WNBA team, which is the Atlanta Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, with the All-Star season coming up, I mean, that's a very major event for any sport, you know. So, but we're going to hold back. We got some more topics to talk about. That is it for our little nuggets for the day. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back, and we will start on our main two topics today. Give us a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? You have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one. Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rearview mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm.
My name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you. Hi.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm King Jason. I want to thank you for your patience. I apologize for the technical difficulties before we went on break, but we are back in action now. We want to also, if we have a Cash App, if you would like to donate any funds to our production, please do. You should see our Cash App on the screen. Also, we are encourage you guys to watch us on YouTube and Roku, and you will get, be able to watch previous episodes as well. And we just really want to thank you for your patience and for your support as well. So we're going to get started on our main discussions today. How we are now in, I believe, tropical storm seasons, and how Texas was really hit hard by a really bad storm that caused a flood, and it caused a lot, I'm gonna say a lot, it caused a few people to lose their lives because of the flooding, and I really give condolences to those families who lost their loved ones during this storm. But we want to talk about, just kind of share our thoughts, like, who should we as taxpayers and citizens really rely on managing and supporting these type of situations? Should a state should a state support and to rely on FEMA, or should a state be able to start their own budget and have their own emergency assistance that is similar to FEMA. Like Georgia, we have GEMA. I think it's pronounced GEMA, GEMA. So we have ours, but Georgia, has their own budgeting system as well. So instead of relying on FEMA, should a state like Georgia be able to manage it just themselves and start a new budget? What are you guys' thoughts on this situation with FEMA?
Well, for me, I think that each state should have it regardless of FEMA. That should be something that should be put in place in addition to FEMA, because it's your state. You should have something set up for your state when emergency situations happen that's really critical. And my heart goes out to the people in Texas who went through all of that, who's going through it. I mean, from what I hear, there's still people missing. And they say that they sent out a warning, a flash flood warning, but some people they don't really
take it serious.
Because I mean they send out a flash flood warning in Atlanta all the time, but floods happen in Atlanta, but it just doesn't happen to that. It just don't impact Atlanta like it did that city in Texas. Well, those cities in Texas. But to get back to the FEMA and the state funding for it, I really believe that all states should have a system put in effect, because there may not be enough money. What if there's a trauma going on in Texas and then another emergency going on in Arkansas and another one in New Orleans? I mean, all the funds can't go to one place.
So, just like we're talking about Georgia's emergency GEMA, should that be something a state should fully invest and just, pretty much, get rid of FEMA, like just throw it away, don't use it anymore? Is that something which you think would be a great investment for a state to just fully rely on its own and have its own budget for their own emergency natural disaster agency?
I don't think they should get rid of FEMA. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they both should work in conjunction with each other.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I feel like they should both work in conjunction with each other. Now,
collaborate, yeah.
With all the budget cuts and everything that's happening, I mean, it's I don't want to say it's funny, but I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy, because look at California when they had those fires and everything. One thing that President Trump said, he got on that governor for not having state funds to assist in all of this. But now you don't see him getting on the governor of Texas for not having state funds.
You know why, right?
Oh yeah, I know why, but I'm just saying it doesn't. It's like, you gonna get on this governor, but you ain't saying nothing to the governor over here in Texas for not having state funds. So
yeah, what are your thoughts?
So I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. But one thing I was also thinking on a two-factor situation was, in addition to the state funding, also have like a buddy system. For instance, like where states collaborate with one another for evacuation purposes. Such things like Katrina or when storms happen in Florida and people are asked to evacuate up to Georgia, but also in helping to do repairs. I was mentioning off air that one of my mentors has his own tree cutting company, and during those storm arenas or that time, he will travel to Florida, travel to Alabama, travel all over the South in order to assist with issues like that. I think that's beneficial.
Well, with that, I get what you're saying. With that, they have. Anytime there's any type of emergency like that, they normally bid those. Not even bid. You can actually go on the FEMA website and sign your company up to go do jobs down there, to go do those jobs that's needed. Put your business in there so you can take care of those jobs. Like you say, he does tree cutting. Like I remember when they had everything during COVID. I remember when they had everything during COVID. I would get RFPs asking for masks, and because they was short on masks, they were short on gloves. So it's a lot of information out there that people can get a hold of, but people just don't have the knowledge to know that they don't have nobody to show them that this information is out there. So that way it's not only going to benefit the state and benefit the different, the people that are going through it, but it's also going to help a company's business. Even when it's slow, like during COVID, some people's businesses were not going as fast, was not making money like that.
So, a colleague of mine, her husband, he's an electrician. He works for an electric company. And, whenever there's a natural disaster, him and his team and several other trucks will go assist that city or state with their power. And especially when it's hurricane season, he's been down to Florida. He's been in North and South Carolina. He's been to Alabama. He's been everywhere to get their electricity back up. But see, in my mind, if you are a state or federal government, in my mind, you shouldn't give that type of industry a option. You should have that company automatically registered for them to be able to, if the federal government needs any type of assistance, they can simply just pull you in their system and give your company a call. It says, hey, we have this amount of power outages. We need your company to come, regenerate it. Or we have this amount of trees down in this neighborhood. Call a tree company. Give them the address. Go to that area. Cut down them trees so people can get their homes, get their power back on, be able to get it off their houses, to save their relatives, save their pets, or whatever. That type of stuff should not be optional. A government should automatically have companies register for it so they can be ready.
It's not enough companies that's registered.
That part.
The problem. It's not enough companies that's registered because companies don't know how to do it. And then the states that have the training, most of these companies don't want to go out and do it. Like right now, the electrical, the plumbing, the HVAC trades, they are begging people to come. I've been an electrician, since 2009. I've been doing electrical work. I started in 2009 doing electrical work. Well, actually, take that back. 2004 doing electrical work. I was started at the airport at 2009. But I started doing electrical work in 2004. So I've seen that go from a lot of people. Now it's like they're giving out bonuses, signing bonuses, just $5,000 signing bonuses. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, dog, do I want to go work for this company?
I know I do.
And speaking of sign-on bonuses, lately I've seen even law enforcement agencies are offering sign-on bonuses because of how bad they need officers. And that goes for any other industry as well. I mean, and especially we've had previous conversation on other episodes about trade schools, where people, instead of going to a 4-year college, go to a trade school, get a trade, because there are trades out there that make 6 figures that people don't even know about. Plumbing, electrician, name it, civil engineering,
mechanics
make
too.
6 figures with no experience off the rip instead of going to a 4-year college. I'm not saying I regret it, but if I was able to drive, I would surely enough go and get a trade, certificate or certification.
So, yeah, because right now that's the problem. It's a lot of people don't know what's out there, and they don't know how to sign up to become a part of the government system to where they're called when emergencies happen. And the ones that do know, they don't want to do it because those companies don't want to. They pay you. So let me tell you. So I may be down there working for 30 days. I may not get paid until I send that pay application in. Once I send that pay application in, it may take 30 more days for me to get paid. So I done work 60 days just so I can get paid for the first 30 days.
So, and speaking of that, actually makes sense because when it comes to state and federal fundings, you don't get paid instantaneously as a regular payroll would every Friday or every other Friday. You would have to submit your expense report. You have to submit the application. You had to submit
Receipts.
whatever receipts. You got to submit pictures. You got to submit videos, just so they can make sure, you know, they pay you the right amount of money. Which also it kind of falls under, you know, the documentations and procedures that government agencies has to follow. I've worked in government agencies before, so I can understand when it comes to expensing stuff.
So, do you think? So that's why those small businesses, those small companies, are not taking those type of jobs. They're not doing that. Now, the larger companies are doing that. They can do that because 9 times out of 10, they already have a profile set up with the state, and they're already doing state jobs. And so if there's 10 electrical companies working in the state, but you need 20 electrical companies because you got to go to different areas, you short.
Yeah. So while we're on this topic, I mean, you know, how we talked about budget cuts and people getting paid, you know, and how also FEMA has affected meteorologists, you know, with not stopping, maybe kind of making their job more difficult to prepare, you know, the citizens for the natural disasters. Because I've heard also lately how there was a weather system that was shut down by the federal government because of the budgeting, you know, and how it really affected Texas. You know, have you guys heard about that, where it was saying how meteorologists are not able to monitor or predict incoming natural disasters because of how the weather system was defunded? So, I mean,
I'll be honest, I hadn't heard that until you shared that note with us. But one thing I had heard, and I don't know how much I can believe this, but I was reading some articles and hearing from some of my colleagues that some of these plants, like data centers and like these large, you know, diesel engines that are emitting all these elements into the air, is having a negative effect on our weather and like in those general areas, and not to mention like the quality of the air. And I've also heard some residents actually who live in the area that I work that are even complaining about the fact they hear like a whirring noise, like a electronic buzz, even when they're not anywhere near the location.
So I remember some years ago, I believe it was ABC or CBS News, they covered a story about a company that knows how to generate clouds. And if you guys are interested, I would say look it up on YouTube. It will show you the full episode. There's actually a company that does and has I don't know what you want to call it, but there's a building out in the country where they can literally, you hear a loud alarm, and that's when they turn the machine on and let you know. They literally, you see nothing but like a fog that's starting to develop clouds. Wow. And they were running for 5 minutes, and then after that, those clouds will start to produce rain, start to produce storms and all of that. So, you know, what you're talking about, I was sitting here thinking, I forgot what they called it, because I actually saw a video early this week where a gentleman who is a CEO of a company that generates different types of weather for their clients who are like farmers and, you know, stuff like that, who actually needs rain on their farm. And he says that they do not intentionally cause natural disasters. He said what recently happened was not caused by them or other companies. They don't know how it actually came about. But if you think about it, since it's been going on for decades, you have to also remember by history, you know, whatever you do in the past, it's still up there.
It is.
So you are manipulating and playing with Mother Nature. It's not going to go away. It's going to stay. And as you continue to do it, it's going to cause it to get worse. So, King Garrick, what are your thoughts on that one?
From my understanding, when it comes to the meteorologists and the budgets, and I think that from what I read about it, the lack of personnel was the reason why a lot of the information didn't reach out to a lot of the people, even though warnings were sent out. And the budget cuts can affect a lot of things. I mean, I'm sure it affected not just the communications, but also it affected the accuracy of the forecast that was being that was being brought out.
Mm-hmm.
So budget cuts affects a lot, not just that. I don't know what type. I know they use satellites to predict everything, and I know that they have certain personnel in place that gives the information to that gives the information to the other meteorologists and everybody out there that comes from the National Weather Association. So if all of that is affected, of course we're going to see more. We're going to see a lot more than just Texas affected.
So if, well, I'm going to say since meteorologists are having these challenging moments, you know, these weather systems are managed not by the federal government, but also by private companies. You have ABC, Fox, NBC, Viacom, all of that. Do you think they should have a different, like we said earlier, different type of budget of putting investment into these weather systems for meteorologists to be better prepared for these type of disasters? King Laurent?
Yeah, I would like so. I would like to think so. Yes, because in those cases, yeah, preparation is definitely key. Yeah. What about you, Eric?
I agree to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I agree to an extent. And I say that because even though they're private companies, they still get federal funding.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the reasons why now the current administration don't like these stations. But they still get federal funding.
For now.
Yeah.
But if they are already cutting budgets on FEMA, you know, and also these weather systems, because I know there was a satellite they was talking about that they shut off that was causing this situation of the weather system being
You said a satellite?
Yeah, I think it was a satellite that they had decommissioned that was causing the meteorologists to lose the ability to predict these type of weathers. But that's why I was asking, like, you know, shouldn't these type of companies do that themselves instead of relying on the government?
But how they gonna get? But see, they still have to get these satellites out there. So if you got to put most of these companies don't have the money to put out their satellites, because the satellites are actually put out by the National Weather Association, which is federally funded.
Okay.
So if you take a company like ABC, who may not have the funding just to spend on the weather itself, in which they still have to get the licensing and all of that in order to get the satellites to where they can predict all of that themselves. I mean, all of that comes back down to the money, to the funding. Yeah. So I mean, why not? Why we just can't? If we got a weather system in place, we all use the same weather system, then we don't have to worry about using our money to get it, because we're going to get paid regardless.
So before we close out, you know, do you guys think, out of your opinion, not, you know, expertise, but do you think, you know, that these natural disasters are going to get any better or get any worse if these systems continue to be defunded?
It's going to get worse regardless.
Regardless, I think I'm right there with you.
Why do you guys think it's going to get worse?
For one, they're doing too much manipulating the weather. We're starting to have earthquakes in Georgia. We've never, not that I've known, not since I've lived in Georgia, ever heard.
We've had minor. We had some where it was not even detectable for us to feel, but the earthquake systems that monitor it, they were able to catch it.
Now, I can get that, but as far as us having to, like you said, us to feel it, no. Now, one thing I do know is, I can tell you in Lithonia, lightning strikes every day in Lithonia. I can tell you that. Because I had someone let me know that when I lived in Lithonia. And I was like, what? For real? Yeah. So if the government stop I believe that the government is manipulating the weather. And so as long as they manipulate the weather, of course it's going to get worse.
So I'm going to kind of go back when we were talking about AI systems, right? How it all starts out in the military and the federal government. I can't remember what it was, but I seen a documentary. It talked about where, I don't remember what country or if it was the U.S., but the military, they had aircrafts that was when they started learning how to manipulate the weather, where they would literally go up on the airplanes and they would release a substance in the sky and watch what it does. And as they started learning, they start getting more advanced over time to where how it is now, of where they're able to manipulate the weather. You know, and kind of thinking about, I know this could be another topic on another episode, but if you're able to manipulate the weather, you should be able to use that as an advantage to help states like California to prevent forest fires. Not just forest fires, but just fires, period. Because it is very common in the state of California to have these type of fires every year. So you should be able to, because we know there are certain areas in California that do not get any rain at all at times. And it causes it to get their trees and leaves to dry up to cause fires. What are you guys' thoughts?
Well, to go back in the first question about why I believe it's going to get worse. One, the track record of temperatures. Like, the highest and lowest temperatures ever recorded in recorded history have been in the last couple of years. And I only foresee that to continue. And with that transition of temperature, that, of course, also affects tropical storms. Being from South Florida, we only had hurricanes when I was growing up. Never have I ever heard of a tornado in Florida. And within the last 10 years, there have been a record recorded high number of tornadoes in Florida. I don't think that's a coincidence. So I think we need to start making bunkers now.
So you talking about global warming?
Yeah.
So
that's a whole new topic.
Yep.
But for the last few minutes of our last 3 minutes that we have on our show, I want to say, first of all, viewers, I thank you for watching today's episode. We have so much to cover that it's going to have to kind of go on another episode. But I want to really, congratulate the kids as they're getting ready to start school soon. Probably next week or so, or the 31st. So I just want to give the parents kudos that you're getting the kids ready, getting their supplies, getting their clothes, getting their new shoes. So kids, if you guys are watching, make sure you get you some rest, eat you a good breakfast, get ready to go to that bus stop and have a good day at school and learn some more education to where maybe somewhere in the future you'll be our new meteorologist, you'll be our new top tech billionaire, and other things as well, and new, future politics as well. So just want to kind of give you that. King Eric, you got any feedback for the audience?
Yeah, I appreciate you viewing in. I always appreciate everybody viewing in and listening to us. I mean, we do this for y'all because we like to talk about topics sometimes that y'all don't even that y'all want to talk about that people are not talking about. So we would like for y'all to just call in and talk with us.
Same here. Big appreciation to my fellow kings, King Jason, King Eric, as well as our producer, Mr. Phyllis Washington, and also the town of Douglasville for hosting this wonderful show.
Once again, we really appreciate you guys watching our show. Please share these videos and to others. And also, if you want to donate any money to our show, please look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see the Cash App number as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good week.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.